Hey there gamers, DreamCast Guy here. Today we're talking about Persona 6 because there is tons and
Why is he holding a GameCube controller?
tons of leaks about it all over the internet. Apparently, Chinese Twitter somehow got... Today we're talking about...
Yeah, he's holding a GameCube controller talking about Persona 6. Why?
Persona 6 because there is tons and tons of leaks about it all over the internet. Apparently, Chinese Twitter somehow got a hold of the release date, concept art, cutscenes, the new main character, and the color of it. Now, for those who don't play a lot of Persona games, each of the Personas has a different vibe to it. You know, obviously, Persona Royale, it was all jazz-themed.
Please don't be... Oh, it's green. Yeah, well, anybody could have guessed that, bro.
Persona 5 was red. Persona 4 was blue.
I was going to say, please don't be black. Please don't be black.
Well, apparently, Persona 6 being green, it seems like we're getting a lot of details about when, where, and how we're going to play this. But I feel like the pressure about Persona 6 is through the roof. Typically, we got those first 5 Persona games very back-to-back. Tons of these games just literally...
No, we did not, you fucking half-wit. What is he even talking about? We did not get the first 5 Persona games back to back to back.
They released very sequentially, but the...
No, they did not. Persona 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure were what? PS1 games? Then 3 and 4 were PS2 games, and 5 was like a PS3/PS4 game?
Overwhelming popularity of...
Those are not subsequent release. Like, no, there's huge gaps between them.
Persona 5, this game lasted way longer than every other Persona combined, literally. So it feels like the...
It lasted longer? I'm pretty sure it's not that long, bro.
Budget...
Although, this is the guy who says...
7 inches? That's pretty big. The pressure, the focus on Persona 6... It's intense, but let's take a look at these leaks because it feels like a lot of people are either very excited about these leaks or actually mad that the main character kind of seems a bit oddly designed. Let's get into it.
He's white!
Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I think that a lot of this pressure is because, honestly, the last couple Personas have been perfect. Persona 4 especially, man, this was my first Persona. Man, did I absolutely love it. They're currently doing a complete remake of Persona 4, but let's talk about the Persona 6. I want to start with the pictures, and I want to really just see where they came from, a lot of the stuff about it, but most of it is also the fact that I am fascinated by the angry reactions to it, because I'll be honest, I don't understand it. I think this character looks fine. Now, to be clear, these pictures are all being posted on Chinese Twitter, which is called something called like Zizhou. I don't speak Chinese, but a lot of people when they first saw this were mistaken in thinking that this was going to be a dual protagonist, where you pick whether you want to be a girl or a boy. This stuff, if you translate it, actually says that this is the main character, and this is just one of the students that he hangs out with. For some reason, just the art itself, it looks like they're side by side, but this is actually the real main character is this dude. Now, what's interesting is that there's tons of different art. This, again, is a different character, but a lot of people, when they're seeing this, what's part of the leaks is this, what seems to be the opening cutscene. You know, pretty much every single Persona starts with you going to a new town. Oh, you got kicked out of your school, or oh, something happened and you have to go somewhere else. So you better act right, get a job, and really lock in. So this seems to be the main character moving somewhere. The opening cutscene honestly looks pretty interesting, but what's funny about this...
Oh, yeah, dude, it looks so interesting.
...is that a lot of people are saying how French he looks. Thank you, Atlas, for the French representation by making Bebe the protag. Look at that. What is that male main character design? Everybody is very mad. He looks like a French dude for Persona 3. What the...
You notice they're all black who are complaining, right?
The heck, I'm hoping this is fake. He does not look like the typical art style that's been used by the previous artists. Even if they used a new artist, I don't think that Atlas or Persona team would want to change their iconic artists. Also, it's not just about them doing the concept art. Usually, his concept art is more simple and not like that. Like, obviously, here we have a Joker from Persona 5, which I don't think anybody really expected Persona 5 to be as big as it is. Like, I played Persona 5 at launch. Even me, as a person that played at launch, that loved it at launch, it felt like every other Persona. Like, obviously, it's a better game, but it's interesting how much that game really just grew and grew and grew. And I think that's part of the reason we have like 800 freaking spin-offs of Persona 5. The fact that there's strike.
No, it's because Atlas is a slot factory and they just turn out, junk games in order to get the fucking retards to go out and buy it.
And this and
like most other Japanese studios, unfortunately. It's just a slop factory.
that, right? There's just so many of them. The fact that there's a tactical Persona 5.
Like Bandai.
I feel like they've almost been afraid of doing Persona 6 because maybe they do want to do something so different, right? But see, here's the people that are accidentally thinking that this is... I am laughing that people are mixing up. This is apparently a dude, and this is apparently a girl. So this is the male protagonist right here. Praying that the female main character is real for once and not a scrap design. Please, the last time we had a female main character was the re-release of Persona 3. Now, they did multiple versions of Persona 3, just like how they've done multiple versions of all of them. There's Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden. Well, this is interesting because I do feel like, honestly, I just think that this is definitely just the main character. I don't think we're going to get a dual protag. From all the notes and translations, it does seem like this is just the protag, but I do think it would be cool if we had some sort of like branching paths, because part of the fun of it is making friends, the interactions, how the world reacts to you is part of the fun of not just playing a persona, but replaying a persona. It would be interesting to have a different style of protagonist or branching protagonists. Oh, hell no. Don't pull a reflapazio with the bitch boy feminine looking male main character. How do we
The main character of Persona 5 literally looked like a femboy.
Go from Joker to this? Now, this is funny to me because I'll be honest, I love Metaphor Rafantasio.
Of course he does.
Love that game. Love it.
Shit. Pure shit.
Every character in it. Love the combat. Love that game. So it is funny that people are trying to act like that game flopped. I think that technically they said that
it did. It did absolutely flop.
They were hoping it would sell closer to Persona numbers, and boy, howdy did that underperform, in comparison to their best game ever. I know it's probably fake, but y'all are mean. He's cute, and he looks polite. Yeah. Anyways, how do we know this is real? So everybody has verified this through the roof. Tons of people are talking about this on Zhao Hongshu. Essentially, everybody is saying, yes, this is. It's just a new artist called Yan Ye Ma Mai. Unusual for Atlas to lose their iron grip on information. Now, this is a joke because pretty much everything is leaked by Atlas themselves. Usually they post it on their YouTube channel early. They publish it on their website early. Typically, if stuff leaks, it's not from leakers. It's from them. Makes sense. They've been in development for a pretty long time. Something was bound to leak about this. At least we haven't seen full footage like we did with Persona Reload. I think that's kind of my thing, right? Is this incredibly long development cycle, something was eventually going to leak out eventually, right? Especially the fact that these are very clearly like pictures of just like concept art on the Twitter, right?
Well, no, it looks like they outsourced it to China, and as a result, the Chinese have zero respect for IP, so they probably just leaked it. Because the writing on that looks like it's in Chinese. That doesn't look like Japanese, so my guess is a Chinese support studio is actually doing the heavy lifting on this game, and the Chinese just leaked it because they don't give a fuck.
They're very clearly like pictures of just like concept art on the Twitter, right? The bowl cut makes me think of Bebe from Persona 3. Bebe coming back to Japan after he went home to France. I really hope this means Persona 6 will get fully revealed sometime next week. This is definitely happening. Pretty much every leak has said that very likely it's going to be part of Summer Games Fest, which honestly would be very, very cool. At first I was like, nice, but then I remembered that it's still 2026. Persona 6 will launch in September of 2027. This is a shockingly long wait, right? I mean, hopefully it's as big and crazy. I really like how freaking large. If you played freaking Persona 5 Royale, this game is so long. I was talking to a friend of mine about it, and I basically said it's like 5 seasons of an anime all in one game, right? If that is the size of Royale, I understand, the long dev cycle, but man, that is still very long. Look at this. Time marches on. At the age of a new Persona draws near. Anyways, by the time...
Persona games are unnecessarily long, though, because of the shitty fucking structure where you can only do one thing per day. Like, Persona has one of the shittiest fucking designs, in my opinion. Like, oh no, you ran out of time by going to the store, dude. Oh, you talked to your friend, so now you gotta go to sleep. Like, that shit's so gay. I hate that shit, man. I genuinely fucking hate that shit. Don't fucking tell me what I can and can't do in a day. Yeah, that was the obnoxious thing with Metaphor, because on top of the shitty, like, time maintenance system of Persona, they added a travel time, like, mechanic, too. So if you wanted to go do certain activities, you had to, like, take up 3 in-game days just in order to, like, get there. It was, like, so... I don't know, man. I don't fucking like that shit.
We're moving fairly fast this year. We're already at the halfway mark. September 2027 will be here in no time. I'll believe it when I see it. We haven't even gotten a release date for the game, and already it's been announced, Persona 4 Remake. So I think that there is a good chance that not only is this real, multiple people, if you actually go to the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit right now, multiple people are really chiming in, saying, yes, this is absolutely, every reputable leaker is literally explaining where this comes from. This is it. This is absolutely real. Clarifying the blonde-haired boy is the protagonist, not the lady in the images. Game will have VTubers. The mask is not a V.
Yep. The images are from an overseas outsourced animation. There we go. There we go. As I thought, man. As I thought.
VTuber, but is described as a choice. The group image of several characters going around is fake, still outlined 5 images as real. There's a reason the blonde protagonist is designed this way. So it is all
he's trans.
Legit. But I guess the question is, how well is he going to play, right? Persona 6 has to play better than every previous Persona. I feel like Persona 5 was such a huge leap over Persona 4, right? I love Persona 4. Persona 4 is still probably my favorite by like a tiny margin, but I do feel like they have to find a way to do this even better than their best game ever. Can they do it? I guess we'll find out. The monster design in 4 was so freaking peak. The world design and dungeon design was so freaking peak in Persona 5. I want to see something that really combines all of it, right? Bring home the perfection of the...
Dude, the world design of Persona and Metaphor and all of the Atlas games are some of the most cookie-cutter, generic, copy-paste sloppa ever, bro. The interior of those dungeons is one of the most boring fucking things to slog through. I don't know what the hell people are talking... Like, I really don't get it, man. There is a huge disconnect with me and the fucking simps of Pedo-Sona. Like, it's like we've played different fucking games. I don't know.
Midnight hour. I don't know. These are some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about this idea of a new version of Persona 6? A new take on Persona? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming.
Not enough 18-year-olds in Persona? I think there's too many, to be honest.
I actually had to refilm this video twice because I literally just kept, like, I don't know, fanboy. This is like so rad to me.
Thanks so much for watching that video.
Oh
if you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, you know, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.
Did he do a 007 review?